we need to have a call to action. So they have something called a funnel. I'm one person who just basically goes over the funnel. I said, before you have call to action, you must get reaction.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Why, as an entrepreneur, especially if you're a small entrepreneur, you're a small business owner, everybody's, because you cannot find clients, everybody say, you know what, I'm going to be the cheapest in the market. Nobody can beat me in price. And this is the way that I'm going to find my clients, rather than communicate and generate value and communicate the value effectively. You were talking about communication, because when people ask you for discount, it's because you're not communicating the value effectively.
Yes.
Have nothing to do with your price. It's a communication, which was your step 4, by the way. If you communicate your value effectively, you can justify why the price is more than the competition. And my problem was this one, that I decreased the price and I had the same problem, because my problem, it was not price. My problem was I was not communicating the value effectively. And when I dropped the price, I still had the problem. Until I didn't communicate the value effectively, I couldn't rent my rooms expensive again.
Yeah,
Makes sense? That's why all entrepreneurs, even me, like I said, this happened to me in the hard way. Why again and again and again we make this mistake, which is very painful if you have a large organization and you have a lot of clients and you have a big operation. This decision almost collapsed my business when I was stuck.
If I can respond, Harry, there is a fundamental shift that I help entrepreneurs, and it takes a long time for me to get them to understand this. When they talk about branding and communication, they think that the brand exists in the product, the service, or the company that they offer. Whereas I say you need to respect your consumer, because your brand exists in the mind of the consumer, not in you. What you need to do, I tell the consumer, you use the word, is it important? Is the product or service important to the consumer? I said, the product or the service must mean something. It must have a meaning to the consumer and his life. It goes to the identity of the person. That's where the brand exists. That's where you need to extract the brand from the consumer. Let the consumer tell you who the consumer is, because then he's telling you, this is the value that I'm seeking. I'm not seeking price. So when we understand is that you shift the paradigm from defining what the brand is. I want to do this. That means I become an ideologue. Whereas actually the brand exists in the mind of the consumer. And we have to identify that and respond effectively or match their expectations and so that we can provide that value. So this is the fundamental difference of the shift that consumers, clients and entrepreneurs must make if they want to make their million. Because if you can tap that, then you're tapping into the entire ocean rather than that 20%. You see, now you're going to the 80%. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Actually, it's the client who defines the brand. If you listen carefully, because that's the thing. Okay, this is my brand. This is my story. I agree 100% with you. Yeah. We all go. David. Same thing happened with pro development. Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
People there, how so many entrepreneurs out there, they go there, especially the tech space. You're based in India, so you see a lot of tech entrepreneurs. The people with the pro, they go there, and then they take all the money that they have. They ask all the money to the parents, to the friends. They remortgage the house, just developing a product that they think that people want. Yeah. And after all the resources are exhausted and they don't have any solution, they will come to David with no money because they don't have. David, please help me to sell the product. I cannot sell it.
It happens all the time.
So, this is, you know what I mean? And they don't have, they already exhausted everything. Development. So why? Because there is missing a fundamental step here, which is if you develop what you call a minimum valuable product, especially minimum, the minimum possible. And then you show it to your clients and you listen to what the clients are telling you, the clients will shape the product, yeah, and they will tell you how they want it, and they can be ready for it. But as entrepreneurs, nobody is listening to the client. Everybody saying, I believe that this is my product. Let me build it. Let me do it. And then, well, find out that after you thought that you create a huge, amazing thing that's going to change the world, they don't like it. They don't want it. They don't want to pay for it. Not in this form. Yeah.
Harry, it's a pleasure hearing you say this, really.
Same with the branding, David. The
Yes.
people, yeah, the entrepreneur, okay, my brand, this is what my brand is, should be like this, these are my values, blah, blah, blah. Look, have you checked the values that people are buying your product? Have you checked what they believe? Yeah. Can you align? Can you listen to them? Yeah. Look, David, look, simple story. Yeah. Same when I have my property business, same thing. I'm renting the room. Yeah. I open the door. I showed to a guy, I said, look, this is the room. Do you want to buy it? 600 quid? I think so. And the guy said, Harry, you know what? The room, it needs painting, man. It's no, but I cannot take this room like this for this amount of money. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm going. So that day, I didn't said, oh, I'm going to put the room cheaper. That day, what I said, I listened. I said, okay, you know what? Let me go and paint the room. So I went there and paint the room. I'm painting myself, and I painted the room in my life. I'm painting white. Then next person is a girl. I opened the room. I said to a girl, look, this is the room. What do you think about the room? And the girl said, it's a little bit cold. It doesn't have, like nothing. Just a white room. It's clean, but, it's too cold. I'm not going to take it. So I go there and I went to IKEA. I buy this bed sheet that they are pink, red, and orange. More warm, impossible. And then I bought a painting for black and white painting with a little bit red. I put it on the wall, and in the way back, I pass for the shiny shop and I pick a vase with the with the flower for £1 or something. Very cheap. And then I put that in the room. Yeah, so the room looks better after I put the bed sheet, after I put the painting, after I put this. Yeah. Now the third girl come. I opened the door and said, this is the room. Would you like to take it? And you know what happened? The girl said, yes. Why not? I'm happy. And then she paid the money.
Yes.
So what it means is that the product, it was not what Harry wanted to sell. Harry wanted to sell a product for 600, or I remember the price around that, where this was not painted, it was no value there. And the client, the market was not ready to pay this amount of money because the value was not there. Yeah. That's not what they want. But as soon as I increase the value, yeah, and I listen to them what they really want, yeah, then this is how I rent my first room, and this is we used to rent all the rooms, and it was so. Why then, David? We have this problem as entrepreneurs, as a small business owner, that we think that we know best, rather than communicate, which is step number 4, which is very good. Open a channel of communication with our client, talk to them, ask them what they think, yeah, about the product. And the more you talk to them, the more you obsess with them feedback, the more you give them the product, you receive the feedback, the better you can build. But this is, like you said, it happens all the time. It happens all the time, and then everybody's failing all the time, right?
Yes. So, one of the things when entrepreneurs set out, they do things that many businessmen or people who are the employees do not do, is that they've got a passion and they're really wedded to their product. But as time goes by, they're still married to their product, and it's really up close over here. When you're up close, then you have blinkered vision, and you're not actually being sensitized to what the market is telling you, to allow you to change your strategy and your approach to the market, because they're still married to the product. Now, this is where life coaches or mentors can come in, because what they bring in is an objective view beyond those blinkered visions.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And we, just like I tell my clients, I say, you need to communicate better. We life coaches and mentors also need to develop the communication skills
so they understand the value.
Yes. Because we are in the business of changing minds. That's my business. I'm here to change the client's mind. He's completely fixed. I don't see this any other way but this. It's my way or the highway. In fact, the employees tell me, I can't talk to the boss. Will you mind talking to the boss?
How strict this, yeah?
Yeah. So, we have to actually tread careful paths because they're so wedded to their product, So even, the famous story of Scully and Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was completely wedded to his product in Apple, and it was not going anywhere. Many people don't know this. And Scully had to fire him, get the board to fire him, so that he can move out of the way and he can develop the business as an objective person, you see. And then when Steve Jobs went out and developed NEXT, the product, and he said, oh my goodness, so this is what Scully is actually telling me why I'm failing. And they got back. But Steve Jobs came with a more broader vision, you see. So many of us or meet entrepreneurs who say, I've got the best mousetrap in the world, so everybody must come and buy my product. What I'm saying is that, have you listened to the market, what they're telling you? We can communicate better to the market by listening to what the market is trying to communicate to us.
Probably they don't want it's so amazing mousetrap. Maybe they just need the trap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So they're trapped in their own mousetrap. You understand? So what I come is I write content which everybody recognizes in the world over. Is there are advertising companies which send me their content which says, can you audit it because we're not making a breakthrough with their audiences?
Wow.
Yeah. So I said, yes. And here's the problem. You'll come out, they are young kids, technology geeks, etc., etc. So when I was mentioning that entrepreneurs say, I want to communicate my ideology, the product with the consumer, another thing comes up, or another phenomena happens, is that today's social media, which is entirely tech-centric. So they said, if we build up this content and spit it out, it'll land on the customer and the customer will come to us. This is not branding or advertising. This is digital broadcasting, which is different from engagement with the consumer. So digital broadcasting is not the same as engagement with your audience. Because in digital broadcasting, they've got geeks and bells and whistles which say, we need to have a call to action. So they have something called a funnel. I'm one person who just basically goes over the funnel. I said, before you have call to action, you must get reaction. That reaction will tell you what the product means to that consumer so that you can define the communication.
Then you can define the action.
Yes. But everybody forgets that first part, you see. And they're spending billions of dollars of broadcasting. That's why we have such a lot of junk mail in WhatsApp, etc., hoping that I'll have a call to action. But that call to action is just 4 seconds. I've forgotten it. But if I have something meaning for that customer, if this product means to me, then I have an emotional response that's evocative. That's where great content is written or modified to pull out the consumer to get the product to mean something to him. That's where I come. Then I will tell the entrepreneur, now that you know what it is, let's modify our communication strategy and channels of how we go to. And then you'll see the sales zooming up.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.